Hello channel viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So many people see the ENTJ as a very antisocial, asocial type of individual. They don't make friends easily. So it is not surprising if anybody would think that we are actually very snobbish people. So in this episode, we are going to investigate whether the ENTJ is a snob. So according to the dictionary, this is the definition of what a snob really is. So there are three aspects to the word snob. A person with exaggerated respect for high social position or wealth. So as I look at this definition, I can imagine a snob to be a person who just respects social status, people from the high social status blindly without any regard for any other circumstantial factors. So definitely not true for the ENTJ because we have TE Dom. So what actually happens is, if you earn the position over there, you are doing your job well as a leader, definitely you get our respect. But we do not have exaggerated respect for anyone who actually earned the position, because I think it's just fair that they rise to that position. Sometimes a person in a high position may not even deserve to be in a high position, so why should we respect the person? Let's come back to the definition again. A snob is a person who seeks to associate with social superiors. Not really very interested. Because I think the ENTJ is really a very asocial person. We do not really want to climb the social ladder through ties, through relationships. So unless the person of a high status is really our friend to start off with, or we have made friends with this person, definitely the ENTJ is not going to want to make a friend with a person of the high social status so as to advance. It's simple as that. Also, it will be good to know a person so as to open more doors, but if it doesn't work, then it's fine as well. Okay, I like this. A snob is also a person who looks down on those regarded as socially inferior. Well, I have to talk about this a little bit more because as an ENTJ, for efficiency's sake, I do compartmentalize people into boxes almost immediately. So I would classify them as ugly, beautiful. So, intelligent, bimbotic, stupid. So I must reiterate, this is for efficiency's sake, so that I immediately get a feel of what the other person is like when I know them for the first time, so that I decide whether I want to allocate resources to this person or not. Even though I have a tendency to separate people into whether they are talented or not talented, whether they are hardworking or not hardworking, whether they are J or P, I seldom separate people into boxes of whether they are poor or whether they are rich, because it doesn't matter to me. Of course, every other ENTJ has their own criterion of separating people into mental boxes. I think it is generally very possible for ENTJ to separate people immediately into mental boxes. For me, social class is not a consideration. But unfortunately, there are a lot of confounding variables because some people from the social class tend to be not so intelligent, due to circumstances lah. So sometimes it may come across as if we are separating people according to social class, social status or income level, which is not usually a basis of our separation of people. Because even if you belong to the lower income class at the moment, if you are hardworking and if you strive, you can definitely rise up. There is social mobility. So never look down on people below, because sometimes they can overtake you. So now I look at it from a scale of 1 to 10, a snob ENTJ is at 3. Nonetheless, I think I am really guilty of being an intellectual snob. So an intellectual snob is a person who looks down on people who are less educated. Looks down, wow, so strong the word. Well, definitely I favor people who are more intelligent or who has better results. But results is not everything. You need to show that you are exclusively talented, all-rounded. So in that regard, yes, I am guilty. So people can accuse me of being an intellectual snob and I would accept that accusation. So from a scale of 1 to 10, being an intellectual snob, I am at 6. Not very extreme, because not everything is based on your credentials and qualifications. Definitely, I will not discriminate a date based on her qualifications. So I am willing to date somebody who is not a graduate. I'm willing to date somebody who Yeah lah, not a graduate. Whatever. Next is the ENTJ and elitist. So by definition, an elitist is a person who believes that a society or system should be led by an elite. Well, think about it this way. In our current world, across the entire globe, a lot of leaders who are leading are not good, not efficient. They are not leading their country well because the country has a lot of problems to start with lah. So to be fair to them, we say that. But even in some other countries with lesser problems, the leaders are also so elitist is basically a arbitrary construct. What you consider an elite may not really be an elite. So an ENTJ is likely to believe that the best person should lead an organization or a country or a ministry or whatever you have. There's the best person, not necessarily an elite. So a person who is very popular, loved by all the members of the organization, is in a better position to lead. So this is regardless of whether the person has got the credentials, because this person has already won the hearts of the people. So this person is going to lead well. So definitely, from a lot of different ways of looking at this, the ENTJ is unlikely to be elitist. So as a boss, if I were to select an employee, definitely I would choose a person with an all-roundedness. That means besides having good results, I think I would also like to see that you have leadership qualities as proven by your participation in extracurricular activities in school. So definitely in this case, I would consider this individual to be elite in his or her own way. So coming back, yes, it's an element of being elitist. So what am I talking about? So I prefer the elite, but I don't have the mentality that the elite should lead any organization or country. So in this regard, I would say that the elitist attitude of the ENTJ is at 5. So far, you can see a lot of contradictions in the ENTJ because the ENTJ thinks from a lot of different points of view. So a lot of the answers given are not definite. So just to give you an idea of what a contradiction that the ENTJ usually goes through is, personally, I find that if I buy you flowers, it's actually a waste of money. But I will buy you nonetheless because you like it. But when I start to buy you the flowers, I would think that the money is well spent when I see your happy face. So it's a lot of contradiction. It's all started off with like, I think that buying flowers is really a waste of money, but I'm willing to spend it. So contradictions like that always comes with the ENTJ. I should have bought you flowers. Next related topic, do I believe in eugenics? So eugenics is a concept whereby people believe that the people with superior genes should mate with another person with superior genes so that they continue to produce the superior breed. So what is considered superior could be quite subjective, but here I'm thinking of intelligence. So an intelligent person should mate, breed, okay, very crude. An intelligent person should get married with another intelligent person so that the offspring will also be intelligent, because the selection of genes by evolution will favor this. Of course, this means that beautiful people should get together, tall people should get together so that they have tall and good looking children. So do I believe in this concept? Yes, in a way, because I would like my offspring to be intelligent. So having an intelligent mate would definitely increase the possibility that the children are intelligent. So on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 7. So is an ENTJ guilty of narcissism? So one quality of a narcissist. So one quality of a narcissist. So a narcissist is one who is likely to use condescending verbal expressions or even non-verbal expressions on others. So things like rolling eyes, when a person sits beside them that they don't like, they go, you know. So ENTJ, yes, we do that, but inside our brain, inside our imagination, because we use NI. I actually, a lot, okay, inside my head. When people are walking too slow on the street and I need to overtake, and they're not giving me enough space to overtake, get very frustrated. But I don't say it out aloud. So this all inside my brain, there is a filter. So I would say that naturally this kind of a condescending thing might happen subconsciously, but we don't display it out, we try to be nice to others. What about rolling eyes? This is very interesting because On my own, I don't roll eyes because if I am only with this other person and I roll eyes, it's very rude. But if there are other people around, I will roll my eyes because I am communicating to the other people that I'm on their side. So very circumstantial again. Because the ENTJ is actually a judger, so I think it is very difficult for us to control ourselves and like not judge people. So if we don't like a particular person, I think immediately it shows. But usually in our head. But I think subconsciously, people might also get a vibe that we are unhappy about this person. So from a scale of 1 to 10, I would say condescending, 7 lah. Generally, as an ENTJ, I don't view people as either superior or inferior. I also don't view people based on whether they are helpful for me or whether they are not going to help me in my career. I treat people generally the same. If I like this person, then we can be friends, we can become closer. But otherwise, I will keep a very safe distance away. Don't even need a 1 meter rule. If I were in an organization, I could be rather status conscious because I respect that there are hierarchies. However, if I'm out of an organization, I don't care at all. Before we close, there is another concept called superiority complex. Do ENTJs have superiority complex? Why are all these terms so hard to pronounce? Okay, what is superiority complex? A person with superiority complex thinks that they are better than others. Not only that, they act like they are better, they are also unashamed to flaunt their success. So if they are wearing their big diamond ring, they're gonna like show it like, oh, okay. A person with superiority complex is likely to talk down on others that they think are inferior or not as accomplished. So, am I like that? Well, only when a person gets onto my nerve, then I will use my status or some of my achievements to press them down. This is really very rare. It happens when I want to burn bridges or when I am really going to dismiss this person because this person has exceeded my threshold of tolerance. So I don't do it on everyone that I see. It's only when I am boiling, then I start to unleash. I think this is a defense mechanism, it's an unhealthy way of handling things. But to look at it from another point of view, do we need to act that we are good? We are good what? So a lot of the ENTJs may have already worked all their way up. They deserve their success. So naturally, they know that they are people with substance. They know that they can achieve. So it's definitely natural that when they are out, they are confident. So do they need to act like they are confident? I don't think so. They are just confident. So a lot of people might not like this kind of confidence that we exude when we are talking or when we are addressing people. So people are likely to think of us negatively in the line of being a snob or being an elitist, that kind of a thing. But generally we are not. I think the person who wants to see us that way have inferiority complex. They feel very inferior about themselves, so they get triggered when they see that we are doing well. It's possible, right? So pardon this very confusing type of argument as we go along this entire video, because an ENTJ, as I was mentioning, has a lot of contradictions on its own, because we look from a lot of different points of view. So we might first go along this track and say, hey, wait a minute, then what about that one, and what about this one? So at the end of it, it becomes a plate of rojak. But the good thing is, in this channel, we allow you to see the ENTJ as who an ENTJ really is. So okay, at our channel we produce a lot of ENTJ videos, and if you want to know more about the ENTJ, do consider subscribing if you have not already subscribed, so that we can bring you more ENTJ and fun stuff. Okay, we started this video asking if the ENTJ is a snob. The answer is unlikely. So fellow ENTJs, do you agree? Don't be ashamed, okay? Alright, if you have enjoyed this video, do give us a like. And I'm going to now sign off, and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye!